I put a bunch of work in today to switch this computer from OBS to Meld. And for whatever reason, every time I log in with this computer now, it just gets intermittent internet connection. I don't know what's going on. I'm guessing it's something new that I have to mess around with. I have no idea. So let me reset this. I want to make sure I'm actually live again. Maybe it's my internet connection. You know, I do live in California, so we have terrible internet out here. I'm sort of being silly. Okay, it says live stream with Bishop. Perfect, okay. So at least my phone works. And if you're here, you can let me know if it's giving me a ready connection or if I'm all broke up. I guess if I'm all broke up on my phone, I'm gonna assume that it has something to do with home internet connection. I shot 2 videos today out on my bike ride. I was trying to figure out like stuff that I wanted to make, want to put together, and I had like 2 videos in mind. One of them is like a story from our Friday night game, and one of them is like 7 Dungeon Master mistakes, whatever, like my 7 worst mistakes. Here, I'm just gonna post this stream link, let's see, copy link, into my Discord. If I can get it to open up. How's everyone doing tonight? Yalv. Hi, man. How's it going? How are you? Copy link. Open Discord. What would you rather watch? A tree grow or a knee grow? Oh, wow. Well done. Enjoying the Friday. Good evening. Good evening, Red Rocket. How you doing? All right. Open Discord. Paste. Sorry, now I'm trying to type something in Discord at the same time. There we go. Everyone, there you go. So, I've almost finished up my army. I still have a few mechs to build, but I'm getting bases done. Where'd my tank base go? There we go. I'm starting my basing here. This is for Bishop in my Warhammer game. He's going to be playing the Tyranids because, you know, of course he is. And I'm going to play just plain old blue Marines. I'm excited to see what he has to say as well. He's late. He was supposed to be here like a few minutes ago at least. I told him we were going to start at 8. So he's probably still getting back from his Taekwondo. But since I can't get this computer to run, like I spent a bunch of time on this computer today putting in the overlays. Let me show you how pretty this is now. So upset. There you go. So I put this whole background thing together and I set up all the auto transitions. So when I change from scene to scene, it has like little shifting transitions and all that. And I can't get it to work. So it's annoying. I think I'm still going to try and go through some of the comments and I'm just going to read them because a few of the things I read were crazy. You know, you won't be able to see them here on screen, but I guess if you want to go to the video, you can, you know, click and follow through. Let me move this stuff out of my way. All right. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, all that work. And I don't know what's going on with the computer. So, most important advice to your younger self. Ooh, that's a good one. Man, don't stop learning. Yeah, you know, like when I was a lot younger, I got pretty good at like convincing people of things. Like I was a pretty good manipulator, which meant that was my go-to way of interacting with people was just convincing them to do stuff. So I didn't really have to like learn for a long time, and I really wish I had. I wish I hadn't stopped reading. Probably talking to a girl from Taekwondo. Maybe his mom. Yeah, there might be girls in his Taekwondo class. I'm not sure. I hope so. Hope he finds a girlfriend soon. Let me bring up the YouTube video in question. I already marked a bunch of the comments that I was interested in going through because I wanted to like save time, and there was like a bunch of comments. This is from the video I made about the Dungeon Dudes, which was mostly about like babying your players. Hey Bengals fan, how's it going? Which movie would you most like to play an RPG of, at least in that setting? Which movie would you most like to play an RPG of, at least in that setting? Hey, here he is. He's home. What would I like to play an RPG of in that setting? A movie. I kind of like the idea of some fantasy stories. Maybe sci-fi. I'm just gonna go Star Wars, old Star Wars, not like the new Disney nonsense Star Wars, but like good old-fashioned. Luke Skywalker versus the Empire. Maybe even like the Knights of the Old Republic. I think that's a pretty cool setting. Yeah, I actually would like to play that at some point. Aliens, that's a good one. I feel like Aliens would be a good setting to play for like a couple one-shots, just like jump in, jump out type of thing. I can't imagine playing like a long-term campaign in Alien. Do you have a library at home or plan to? When you say library at home, do you mean like a collection of books? I do have a small collection of books. Mostly games that I'm interested in playing or have been interested in playing. How was Taekwondo?
It was really good. I had a great time at Taekwondo. I was sparring and I felt really quick, and I did pretty well.
You're late. I've already started.
I know.
Okay, go put your stuff down. You can come join me.
Yeah.
Come hang out. I can't get the computer to work because of course I can't. I think it's like every time I put some effort into the stream looking good. Like look what I did. I made a whole new program.
No record lay down, buddy.
Go tell mommy. So I got a whole new program, and I even like got like transitions and
Okay.
None of it works. I'm so sad. What's your day at school?
It was kind of weird because of the schedule being 2 hours and 3 minutes per class.
Oh, okay. Sorry to hear that.
It wasn't too bad, because my first period, which would have been really annoying to be in for a long time, the teacher left because he, I think, has other classes to teach because it's the college professor who comes to our school and teaches for a little bit.
Rivers, it's 8:20 here. Let's see. I appreciate that. Yeah, I work really hard to try and have a relationship with this guy. Sometimes he appreciates it.
I appreciate it.
I know you do. I know you do. I like playing games with you. I like connecting with you through the games we play. I have a video up here on the screen with a bunch of comments from
the fudging dice.
This was babying your players.
Fudging to stop a total party kill.
Yes. How to prevent a total party kill. I was going to read you some of the things that people said. You want to? Are you good to go?
I'm good.
You're good. Okay. All right. Here, I'm going to put this. Here, I'm going to clip this tripod on here and just stick this on the desk. Because that one's like far away. Is that? Yeah, I guess that's okay. That's fine. All right. I went on a bike ride today and I shot 2 videos at the top of the hill.
Oh, to be like Bob.
Okay. Rodney was making fun of that idea. And so, yeah, that kind of, I guess it didn't give me the idea. I was just like, you know what, if I get to the top of the hill, then I've earned the right to make videos. I don't know, it's a silly thought. Here, I'm going to go right here. You can stand right here next to me. There you go. So people can hear you. You can look
Like
and, yeah, you go. And
Which one's the last you read?
I don't remember, yeah.
Okay, I'll just start at the bottom.
Well,
Well, there's a lot of comments.
yeah, you just keep going up. So, well, I'm gonna swipe it down.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So, I marked the comments that were worth taking a look at. I marked 19 of them. So let me go all the way up to the top here, and you can tell me what you would think of playing with a dungeon master doing these type of things or whatever. I'll give my thoughts on here. All right. This is one from like a day ago. So this is regarding. So I watched the Dungeon Dudes video about how to avoid a total party kill, and I made a video about it. And a lot of people got upset at me for like talking to the Dungeon Dudes, whatever. Like they're like, "How dare you make fun of the Dungeon Dudes? Like they can't deal with your tiny little channel talking about them."
They're not.
Okay, so there's a bunch of people who come in here to like defend the Dungeon
Shouldn't
Dudes.
it be the opposite? Shouldn't it be the?
Well, you
Dungeon
see here,
Dudes shouldn't be picking on the little channel.
You see, okay, they don't even know me. They're not paying attention to me. I was just saying I think they're
know.
giving bad advice. Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, shouldn't it be the other way around? Like,
It doesn't matter. It isn't the other way around. And so, you didn't understand shit. You shouldn't baby your party, but you are responsible for the outcome of the situations they will engage. If you know one of them hate the king of this country and you present the party to king, you know the PC will get mad and you know he's going to react. If you kill them and say, well, it is your fault because you didn't know that if you insulted the king, he'll automatically kill you. No save, no attack roll, no nothing. Sorry, bro. So I don't even know what to do.
What doesn't even make any sense?
I don't even know what to do with this, but there's a bunch like this where they're angry that I made a video saying the Dungeon Dudes didn't give good advice.
Since when did you say that if you insult the king, you just die?
I mentioned something about slapping the queen, right? I'm like, you're not gonna protect your party if they slap the queen, right?
If you slap the queen, the whole guard's gonna kill you.
Yeah, right,
and
right.
If you get mad about getting killed about that, what? That doesn't make any sense.
Apparently, Ellie thinks you're kind of cute. All right. Let them know you have a girlfriend at Taekwondo, and then they won't worry about it anymore.
I don't have a girlfriend.
Shh, don't say that. I just told them you probably did. Bob suggested that's probably why you were late. No, Peter, sorry. All right, let's see. Some of these I marked. See, pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. Obviously important, okay. So this one says, okay, as an aside, I wonder how many Dungeons & Dragons players also play video games that have a hardcore mode but choose not to enable that setting. I think it would be interesting to know why someone might want to play D&D where they could lose their character and their character's story, but might not want to play a Diablo game, Path of Exile or Remnant 2, with a hardcore mode enabled. So I think he's making a case that a lot of people just want to play it like it's a video game, and your character just keeps getting to restart, right?
Well, I guess it's just with TTRPGs, it doesn't feel as likely that your character's just gonna die.
Wait, what do you mean?
With TTRPGs, it doesn't feel as likely that your character's gonna die as it does in a video game.
You know what? And I think that's kind of a zeitgeist thing, right? Like you get a lot of people playing these games and they have these 11-year campaigns in like Dungeons and Dragons, Dangerous World or whatever, like something like that. At some point you kind of go like, shouldn't that character be dead? Right?
They've unlocked it. They started at killing one bandit and struggling, and now they're killing.
Right.
Like,
now they're slaying like the god of dragons or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. I mean, you think about your character. You think about your character Zurich. He's kind of towards the edge of his life right now, right? Do you think he's got another 3 years in him?
I think he does, but before the last game, he probably didn't.
He's probably gonna die this session. That's what I'm guessing. I'm just gonna put that here in screen too.
Well,
Hold
he's
on.
now like the best spellcaster in the world.
I look like a YouTuber named GOT Games. Yeah, I don't know who that person is. Let's see. Would you rather with March person? I don't even know what those things mean. What's the starter class to begin at level 5?
What? For what?
Let's see. Assume they're bots and type past them without mods to guide us. Yeah, so Argus is supposed to be running mods for me. Read your Discord, dude.
Wait, who are bots?
I don't know. Let's see. You need a mod. Yeah, okay. They have bots and people calling Okay, so they're calling you gay apparently.
I'm not
The
gay,
bots are
so
calling you gay, so
whatever.
you gonna be all right? Okay.
I don't think I can take it.
They got you. I appreciate that, Matt. Thank you. I will make sure to get Argus or someone in here next time. Let me see. There was one that I read that was really interesting. I kind of want to stick on it. See, I feel differently about a situation. Okay. I feel differently about a situation where the dice are just not cooperating, or I underestimate the threat of an opponent versus if the players do something that they surely, clearly shouldn't have.
Hey, maybe you should play a system where you can upgrade your skills each session.
Interesting point. Yeah, if you played a system where you can upgrade your skills all the time, that would be
And your dice feeling doesn't
would be not as intense, right? Whoops.
Yeah,
Did I just mess it all up?
I think you might have.
I might have messed it all up. All right.
That's fine.
I'm gonna go back through and what I have to do is really find. Hang on, let's see. Back. You know, it was funny. So when I went up the hill, I told the story of Zurich in the last game, and I made a shorter video about it. But I thought it was interesting that you guys were playing in the last session, and you started out that session as an edgelord, right? You were like, boom, I'm gonna be an edgelord. I'm gonna go dark Sith. I'm picking evil powers, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm picking force choke and force lightning and zombie people, right? And I thought it was interesting that you started the session. You guys went right into your characters and you had a discussion about your spell picking.
Yeah.
And I thought it was a really cool thing that happened kind of naturally, that the players all talked you out of becoming Darth Lord Sidious, right?
Well, he was gonna use the evil magic for good.
Oh, yeah, that's how that works.
Yeah.
I've raised up a zombie army. I'm going to let them go, I promise, just as soon as
Well,
I
no.
take over this kingdom.
Yeah, I'd take over the evil kingdom
Right.
and then let the evil army die.
Here, since I'm not able to read the comments here, I'm going to put it like right there. That way I can actually see it because it's far too far away. Yeah, we don't really stream Dungeons and Dragons. I'm not a big fan of Dungeons and Dragons. We played Dungeons and Dragons for a while. Do you like Dungeons and Dragons?
I wouldn't play it over the game we're playing now. It's
Okay.
fine.
Would you play Dungeons and Dragons or Shadowdark?
Probably not Shadow Dark, but I probably wouldn't play either of them.
Really? Like, okay, I'm
I-
saying if, like, hypothetically, it's one of those two. It's
I'd
either
play
Shadow...
I did Dungeons and Dragons, not Shadow Dark.
D&D, okay, so you play D&D 5th edition, okay. Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition or Dragonbane?
Dragonbane.
Okay, all right. And nothing trumps the system we're playing right now yet?
No.
Okay. What's a good online D&D software for designing characters? Low-key got to make one for a campaign soon. I think there's a bunch of websites where you can just go and click and auto-generate your character. I mean, it's like the most popular of systems. I'm sure you can find somewhere to just auto-generate. I think you can even find those on Reddit, if Reddit still exists. The Mystery System, indeed. Yeah, we're having a good time in it. It's been a lot of fun play testing it. I had a chance to speak with the developer today, and he said he would probably be considering another maybe 100 spots. If you're interested in looking at it, testing it out, you can join the Discord, message him. I don't know, he'll vet you or something, and it's been a cool system to play in. But so anyway, so the video I was making was talking about how you got talked out of being an edgelord in character. I thought that was because that was the most interesting part, because we've had problems where people were playing edgelords in the past, and your mom usually plays an edge princess. You know, like she plays a character like she's obviously really pretty and people shouldn't kill her even though she says stuff that should get her killed. That's an edge princess.
Okay.
Yeah, so you were leaning towards edgelord, and I thought it was really interesting that
Well, he was going crazy.
you were going crazy, sure. Because you ran out of life force and you felt like you're going to die soon. But it was cool that the players talked you out of it and kind of brought you back into like low key, you know, like being a good guy again. I thought it was cool because they encouraged you. They were like, "No, we love you, we care about you," right? Like they were. Yeah. I just thought that was awesome. The kid has a dope in his coat. No, he does not have dope in his coat. Spark me, you can say my name. Luck. Just engage with the comments from the video as you plan to do. Chat is a dumpster fire right now. Thanks, Matt. All right, I will. All right, let me go back to this content here. Let me find, all right, comments. Okay, this is all of them. Okay, you don't understand crap. You suck. Okay, so a lot of people...
Is Scott Garrity in there?
No, Scott Garrity didn't say anything in here. Why, did you see him?
No, it looked like his profile picture.
No, I thought about making a video about Scott Garrity because he told me not to trade my treasure for trash a long time ago, and I feel like I made a big mistake. Jumping into Shadow Dark, our games were so bad in Shadow Dark. Some because it was my fault, and some because you guys just hated your characters. You could not stand your characters having like arms and legs and...
Dude, I didn't...
You didn't like your characters?
No, I didn't like my character, but I wasn't trying to get his arms removed.
Here, hand me my water real quick. The blue one. Blue one.
Oh.
Yep, thank you. All right, so I unfortunately unclicked on all the videos that I had there, but I'm gonna go ahead and run back through them real quick. So there was... Here, I'm going to summarize the idea of the comment. Let me see if I can find it because it was really interesting. Okay, dice are not cooperating. Okay, that's where we were. All right, so the party fails 6 saves in a row where they only need to roll an 8 or greater with bonuses. Okay, and I said, hey, it sounds like the issue you're having is a D20 rollover system, right? As I think that's probably the issue the person's having when they're upset that the D20 comes out crappy. Oh, here was a really aggressive one. When do you tell your DM he's a bad DM? Well, good question here, Jerry. I don't know. Is this like a meme or something? I don't know what that is. Now, technically, in terms of statistics, there is 1 DM for every 2.6 players, meaning there is a heavy shortage of Dungeon Masters in the hobby as a whole. Meaning that, let me use an apt comparison. Imagine that you are in the middle of a wasteland and there is a single tavern around. No other sources of drinks for 100 miles. When can you tell the bartender that he sucks? The answer is never, Jerry, never. Okay? I don't know why they're calling me Jerry. That's not the point, okay?
Also, wait.
They're saying you're never allowed to tell your Dungeon Master that they're a bad Dungeon Master because there's a shortage of Dungeon Masters, so you have to take what you can get. And I said, sounds like you have 0 standards. That sounds pretty desperate. I don't think they came back to engage with it. Let me find another one of these. Okay, so a lot of people did not like the AI art. And... I kind of get it. I don't really like the AI art that much, but I don't know.
But
I thought it added to stuff.
You're not saying like, oh, my son made this art or I made this art. You're just being obvious about it.
Generally, yeah. Generally, I'm being honest that like this is not something I didn't draw this. In the last video, in this video, all the AI art that was on there was the moving stuff. I put a bunch of the moving stuff on.
What's wrong with that?
I don't know. They didn't like it. Like there was like 20 people that were like, ew, AI art. Let's see.
Wait, what did you say up there?
Okay, so this person said, I roll out in the open, so no fudging dice for me. Anything else is fair game, though. And I said, so would you raise or lower the monster hit points on the fly? As long as it's within the range of hit points that they could normally have, I see it as fair when it's within the DM's discretion. As a general rule, I don't think it's a crutch, though. It's a signal that you need to do some better scenario design. I don't think... I've had to do that in a long time. So,
but why would you ever have to?
Okay, so if you're playing Dungeon,
shouldn't you just prepare a situation not based on your player's level?
If you're playing Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition, it is very difficult to set up situations that, like, if you just set up a situation that would make sense, it could be really easy that it steamrolls your party or they steamroll it, right? Like if you need to actually you need to be trying to use some kind of version of the challenge rating system, because if you don't, you're going to be way off. You'll end up throwing like 20 goblins at them, and somehow you'll down your party, and then you're like, oh crap, I didn't think 20 goblins was too many, right? So it just D&D 5th edition is very difficult to try and balance the game. It's actually
why should you try and balance the game? Shouldn't you just
because it's kind of a game that you have to balance. I mean, like okay, there's a bunch of people who would probably say, hey, I wouldn't bother balancing it, and that's fine. I don't think it runs well when you don't try to balance things. It ends up sweeping past parties or parties sweeping past it. It's like it is so hard to get that thing right. Yes, you can play it without balancing, but the moment you start playing without balancing, it swings too wildly one way or the other way. So, and I think it's just part of the way the system is designed. There's so much player stuff. There's so much DM stuff. It's a hard, crunchy system to run without trying to balance it. Rivers, I appreciate that. I do spend some time on the AI art. So like I'm not just having the monster throw up a bunch of pictures out for me. Usually to make those things, I spend a bunch of time. I'm not calling it really art or whatever. I just mean it's images, and I like them for my party and my players. I thought it'd be cool to put them in some of the videos, but a lot of people had issue with it, and so I don't know. I'm still thinking about it, right? So yeah, there's actually a few people that said, yeah, D&D 5th edition is totally hard to balance. See, Nate, you are correct. It's tough to balance 5e. Forever balancing the rather unbalanced die. It's really difficult to play it without trying to tip the scales a little bit. All right, let's see. Let me go to one of the ones that has a lot of back and forth. Actually, this one was one that had a lot of back and forth. Let's see. As a dungeon master, okay. Oh yeah, this is a weird one. As a dungeon master, you are almost completely. Let's see. You are in almost complete control, and you've almost full knowledge of the world and how things will react to players. The only thing causing a bit of uncertainty on your end is dice rolls. So if a total party kill happens, then it was by the DM's design. They either did not understand the group they were running the game for, or they did not understand the scenarios they set up. That's ridiculous, because his first sentence says that it's on the dice rolls, and then he's like, but it's the DM's fault.
Yeah.
Right? Well, I'm like, but there's so many comments like this where people, it's just like, and yeah, so I said, really? That's your thought about total party kills? If a total party kill happens, it's essentially the DM's fault. And they said, sorry, it's by the DM's design. It doesn't make any sense. Let me see if I can find another one here. When DMing my first campaign, no, that one was reasonable. Let's see.
Wait, what the?
Well, what happened? What are they saying? Railroad kill on. Oh yeah, okay. So in this video, I explained that I was going to be trying to kill the party. Right, and the reason I said it this way was because I was trying to play the NPCs as though they had agency in the world.
Well, because they're like, they're not going to be like, I really want these people to just
Stop clicking your headphone case. Yeah.
They're not going to be like, I really want these people to live who are trying to kill us.
No, they should be. The NPCs should be trying their hardest to kill you.
Yeah.
Right. That makes sense.
Well, unless they don't want to kill you in first.
If they have a real reason, yeah, But in the Dungeon Dudes video, they actually pointed that out. Like, you could just have your PCs, your player characters, get captured, and then they could go, ha ha ha, it was all part of our plan. It's one of those things where they say, look, just even fake it, right? Just fake it and capture them, and you don't have to tell them why they're captured. And really, yeah, you don't. You don't have to explain to the players why they're captured. You can just allow them to live in a state of cope, right? Oh, it makes sense. It makes sense that the DM, that the monster didn't kill us, right? All right, so players don't have any agency unless you're trying to total party kill them. What? I can understand some players feeling like there aren't any stakes if the dungeon master is letting them win all the time, but that has nothing to do with agency. Railroading takes away player agency, not softball GMs. Like, that's so bonkers. Like, if you're babying your players, you're stealing their agency. Also, every table is going to have different wants and needs when it comes to their games. Some will want a brutal hardline game master, and others will want something easy and relaxing.
Yeah, if you want something easy and relaxing, then don't, then put them in, like, I don't know, a calm mystery.
Okay, yeah, sure. And there are games that are designed for that. I argue with the Dungeon Dudes. The Dungeon Dudes video was about how to pretend that your players don't get killed when they do. Like, that's the crux of the video. How, as a dungeon master, to fake out your players when the situation would call for their characters all to die because of whatever, randomness, or because of bad rolls, or because of choices, or bad mistakes, or something, and you pretend like they don't really die in that moment.
Repeat it. So
you toned out for a second. The Dungeon Dudes video was explaining how to pretend that your characters didn't really die.
Okay. Yeah.
Here's 6 different ways that you can play the game out. Don't call in your reinforcements that you have. Have the dragon attack this guy when it has this one pinned because that one shot a lightning bolt at it or something like that, right? Like, have the dragon not finish anyone off, right? Have your characters have stupid tactics, right? There was a whole bunch of suggestions. They were all terrible. Right, there was all terrible suggestions, and this is just another person going, and also your use of generic music didn't do much to hide the fact that you were awkward talking in circles.
What?
Right, this is their comment. This is their comment, right? They're mad that I talked bad about the dungeon dudes.
That situation where the dragon doesn't finish this person off makes sense if someone's like messing with its eggs or something.
Sure, I can think of some reasons, but the example that they gave was you have a player pinned down, you have a player character pinned down, and another player shoots a fireball, so you like attack that character instead. That's the example they gave. They didn't say messing with the eggs. So I mean, yeah, that's a narrative reason.
With the eggs, maybe it would pick them up and say it's gonna bite them in half if you don't get away from the eggs. That would be reasonable.
I would agree, yes, and that's a narrative reason, and I'm okay with that if they'd come up with some narrative reasons, but they're mostly advising for bad tactical play.
I'm gonna get some water up.
Yeah, go for it. TSL Frontman says, I can rationalize a video about, say, how to not kill a first-time player, but I don't think that sort of thing was really the purpose of their video. No, I would agree, and I think I would also be. I don't think I'd go easy on a first-time player, but I'd probably design a situation that wasn't going to challenge them in combat, really. Like, I'd probably design, like, a little mystery for them to open up, in, like, a small whodunit town or something. I'd put them into, like, a murder mystery or something. Maybe they're tracking a creature. So I'd give them a few sessions to work into the danger of the game. Captain Conway says, if at any point the players treat the session as a passive act of consumption, then they no longer have agency. Babying your players by definition makes a part of the game passive. Thus, it takes agency. Okay. We have two dogs. We have Barkley and Chloe. I enjoyed a first-time kill and instantly died. I utilized all my abilities, but was a wizard versus a dinosaur. That's a tough situation, being a wizard trying to take down a dinosaur.
That's kind of cool.
I think so. And you know what? That's probably a good way to have your wizard die. See, that's the thing, is like a dungeon master could rob that opportunity from a player for them to have an epic death for their character. Okay. Right? Or even like a tragically, pathetic death. My very first character dies touching an orb of annihilation. Pathetic death, right? What's that? Dead.
Yeah.
Right? That's a bummer, but why is it so much? Let's see. Why is it somehow, no matter how much I freaking wipe? Okay, there's another person just being gross.
What the heck? Hey,
gross person. All right. Find what players care about and make them earn the story they want to tell. Okay. All right. This is an unhinged person. I don't think fudging rolls and baiting the party makes a bad dungeon master. On the contrary, if a GM is doing that and the players are enjoying themselves, I'd argue that makes you a good dungeon master. The game is about telling a group story together. There's a lot of people saying it like this, right? You're just trying to tell a story together, or you want to tell a story and your players are helping you do that, whatever, okay? They're your puppets.
Stories, characters die.
Yeah. And there's a lot of people who are arguing for, like, no characters die unless the player agrees to it. Right? Like I say, hey, are you cool if I kill Zurich this tonight?
Well, that's gay.
Okay? Don't say that. The game is about telling a group story together. There are mechanics and combat that facilitate along the way, and occasionally it may call for a death in the party or even a total party kill in some situations, but the more I have done it, the more I have realized it's important to have the game flow than it is to be rigid about every last number. They make DM screens for a reason, okay? It is important to understand pacing and emotion. It is more important to understand pacing and emotion than it is to get the perfect difficulty of an encounter every time. It's an imperfect system. I think they're talking about Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. I'd say, yes, they're right. So if you would come to me and say you're a bad DM because you fudge rolls or add extra hit point mechanics because a fight is too easy, I would look at you and laugh because I know everyone at my table is having a blast because I'm on a journey with them in an epic fantasy world where we can leave the mundane behind. And I would say that's crazy because it's mundane bet you're babying your players, you sissy. Like, I mean, okay, and I responded, okay, it sounds like a game with manufactured choice. Would you say that's a bad thing? They go back and forth until I eventually ask them, would you let your players cheat the same way that you cheat? And they peace out. They did, the same person, they popped in here with another comment. There was an interesting comment I'm trying to find here that, let's see. It was by a person who had a face. Rivers doesn't use a DM screen. Now, you're totally right, Crafty Matt. Yeah, I definitely have to, yeah.
No, that was Rivers.
Yeah, Rivers, right. Nate, you can release some mods on here. Yeah, I'm getting that. All right,
Why are there
so.
a bunch of AI in here?
I don't know. Let me see.
Can you ban a bunch of them?
Trying to have it more. You know, I can, but see. Okay, so looks like I'm probably not going to be able to stream until I'm able to get Argus or someone else to be a mod on here. So I'll have to put out for
Wait, are you able to just?
What's that?
Um,
I don't think this would. I don't think on YouTube. Oh, here we go. Yeah, you know, I can go through and I'll just. All right, I will take some time and kick a few of these weirdos. Let's see.
Who the heck is that?
Let's see. Hide user on this channel.
You should.
Yeah, hang on.
Report them as well because they're AI.
That's what I need a mod for. It's all Argus's fault.
Can you go in on your YouTube channel to the stream and ban them?
Yeah, it's easier on here.
Well, isn't it easier on the computer? Because you can scroll up to the comments more quickly. Wait, how do I go there?
What's that?
How do I go there on here? Because
No, don't switch it because I already got to where I'm trying to find here. Hang on. Let's see. Okay, this was the one I was looking for. Okay. As a dungeon master, I do occasionally fudge rolls and break my reasons down to 2 reasons. 1, I will fudge rolls for the first arc of my campaign, especially if all my players are newer to the game. Now, let's see. Now I still down people, but I might make a few crits, non-crits, or not non-crits, or have an attack just barely miss. But normally during my Act 1 boss and after, I remove these fudges almost completely. So they're saying I baby my players only at the beginning of the campaign to get them into the game. Okay. Hey Lex, can you take them in your room? Hey Lex. It's just a whole night of difficulty streaming. All right. No, here, stay here. It's fine.
Do you want me to ask her?
Yeah, here. Hey, go to your room, please. Go to your room. Okay. All right. Number 2, second reason. The only reason I fudge is I homebrew most of my combat, and when I noticed I've made something a bit busted, I tend to nerf it mid-combat. All right, and as I told them, it sounds like their players have no agency. And then they said, okay, and here's where I tell you that I actually killed 2 of my 5-player squad in that boss fight. And I didn't say this, but here's the thought I had. If you fudge dice rolls at your table, if you're willing to fudge dice rolls at your table, but you also down and kill a player, doesn't that mean you have a personal vendetta against that player?
What do you mean?
Well, okay, let's say you have 5 people in your game, right? You got 5 players who are playing characters in your game, right? And you are okay with fudging dice rolls. And you do it. You already admit. You do fudge dice rolls, right? To make sure that they get through the beginning part of the game. But at some point during the game, you don't fudge dice rolls and 2 players die. But 3 players don't die. Three characters die. 2 characters die, but 3 characters don't die.
Yeah. No, it was 2. It was 2.
Yeah. I down 2 of my 5 players. Okay, so 3 people live, 2 people don't.
Yeah.
It seems like that might be a personal vendetta against those 2 players.
I don't think so.
Well, that's fair. That's reasonable. I'm trying to be unreasonable.
Okay.
I mean, okay. The thing I'm saying is, like, look, if you're already okay with fudging dice rolls,
Why
and
not do it to save players?
yeah,
I
right.
think they're saying they only do it to get people into the game or when they made a mistake homebrewing stuff.
Greetings from Texas. Hey, how's it going? Captain Conway. Let's see, that last guy basically said, my players enjoy the story I sit down to tell them and don't want to hear any option that harms them. Legit power freak, tyrant GM. RPGs are not storytelling games. You know, no,
Which one? Wait, who said that?
That's Conway. No, so he's saying the last comment, the one that was a little bit further up above.
I don't remember where it was.
Kind of. Not necessarily, but it does mean that staying alive is something you're not necessarily, you're not incessant about, right? But a random encounter table roll might fit for different reasons. So, might fib for different reasons. I'm gonna put this back here. I can understand flubbing a random encounter roll, right? You get one and you're just like, who cares,
Well,
right?
I feel like you would tell your players what it is, and they'd be like, that makes no sense.
Okay, sure. I mean, but the thing is, I don't do random encounters during the games. I set up random encounters prior to the games that might be occurring, random things, but I don't really like playing the games where I roll a dice and then I go, okay, let's see what random event happens during the game. It feels very board gamey. It almost feels like playing the Arkham Horror or the Mansions of Madness game and drawing a card for what random thing happens to your character. Feels very board gamey, and I'm not a big fan of it. And I think that's one of the reasons.
That's a problem for a board game, because when you're sitting down to play a board game, that's what you're trying to do.
Welcome, my name is Frederick. I'm originally from Britain. And there's a Frederick from Thailand.
It's the same person.
Same person. Oh, I'm sorry. Originally from Britain in Thailand. Okay, hey, Frederick, how's it going? I got confused. I thought there was two Fredericks. Okay.
No.
See, if my DM fudges dice, then they don't trust the players, and by extension, I don't trust the DM. No, that makes sense. I don't even like the forging hit points, like messing with the hit points. Like I don't like doing that back.
They don't trust the players to be able to kill the monster, or they think
And the excuse that they make, the reason they make is Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition is so incredibly hard to balance. The thing is,
pick a new system.
The thing is, if you want to play Dungeons & Dragons, technically that's actually how you have to play. If you play Dungeons & Dragons, it is so difficult to balance every single encounter and to balance it so it's interesting, because what happens is one of two things. You either stomp your players or your players stomp your encounter. It's either absolutely meaningless one direction or meaningless the other direction. In Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition.
We had that one fight where I killed whoever that other witch was.
Was this in Dungeons & Dragons or Shadowdark?
Dungeons & Dragons. It was the Eberron campaign.
Okay.
Where, remember, we were at that, what was it? We were at that, tavern in the big Eberron city, and I killed that witch early, and it was, I wasn't supposed to have killed her because she's in other parts.
Yeah. I remember that. Yeah, you shot her in the back of the head a few times.
And killed her.
Right, you shot her 4 times with your crossbows, yeah.
That fight ended up being really hard.
I don't remember if I fudged anything in that fight, but that was in a time of play where I was just winging stuff backwards and forwards.
Well, that fight was still difficult, but it wasn't so impossible that we were automatically going to lose.
Sure. You nearly died. Your character nearly died. You fell off a cliff.
Well, no, I fell off the building, and then, I think Marshall's character was falling, and I jumped after him.
Oh, here we go. We got another weirdo. All right, goodbye, weirdo. I don't know. They're saying weirdo stuff. Hide user.
What'd they say?
Bye-bye. I don't know. They're saying weird sexual stuff.
Oh, what?
Let's see. I think they have to fudge to pull the punch or give themselves more power to put the fear in players. But D&D's numbers are so high for damage and health that it's hard to tell when close to death. No, it's right. No, that's right. It is really difficult to run Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition and have it feel interesting. That's the main takeaway. For Dungeons & Dragons to feel interesting, you kind of have to fudge numbers while you're playing it. I actually don't know if there's a better way to do it than just to, pretend that you rolled something you didn't, or to raise and lower monster hit points or whatever. And that's the thing. That's why I would say, don't play D&D 5th edition. Find a different game system. I think D&D 5th edition is not an interesting system to try and run at all. It's not fun to run. Maybe it's fun for players. All right. See.
Why did the stream pick up a whole bunch of bots?
I don't know. I'm not sure. Rarely in modern D&D do you seem to say, I guess I should change my strategy. It's fair, right? Why would you? You know, Fireball worked for 5 levels. It's still probably going to work. I might quit YouTube and never make a video again.
What?
I don't know.
feel like
Probably shouldn't do that. And if you keep trucking on, I don't know, maybe YouTube eventually finds you, get successful. I'm seeing channels all the time. Every single time I log into YouTube, there is someone with like 10 videos that YouTube is like recommending to me, and they got like 100 subscribers. YouTube is constantly throwing new people around. Let's see. I hope anything you guys do, you succeed in and smile through whatever. Make your dreams the reality you want. Red Rocketeer. Everything should be narrative opportunity, regardless if a player character dies or a monster dies too early. See, let me read that again. Everything should be narrative opportunity. I agree. No, I like,
that seems true. Characters die in like TV and games that are narrative.
Right, and probably the most interesting ones. Like I think of my favorite of the Lord of the Rings movies is the Fellowship of the Ring. That sequence when Boromir like just takes arrows until he dies. That is such an amazing sequence. Like that's such a cool character end, but it gives so much meaning to the rest of the story that he dies. Right, I think it's actually kind of important that he does die
because it shows that there's risk on the journey.
It shows that there's risk, right? I don't touch it anymore. I'm assuming that's regarding Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. Yeah. What do you play now, T-Dog?
Just needs
more fireballs.
That's
cast
true.
more fireballs.
I
hate
when you run out of 3rd level slots, you just start casting them in 4th and 5th, and then you win the game.
That's right. And you get haste, and then haste double fireball.
Yeah. Well, because you can double
right.
action with fireballs. Yeah.
Let's see. I hate the players that narrate their way out of the battle. I'm like, no, that's not fair to the story. Oh, like so you mean like in the middle of the fight, they go, my character is leaving right now? Because, yeah, that would suck. We had that happen in one of our games where the players were fighting some dragons, and one of the characters is like, peace out, I'm gone.
It happened a bunch of times.
Oh, this is a popular thing that's been going. Do you think you and 100 people could fight a gorilla?
Oh, wait, is that
There's been a discussion whether or not 100 men could actually beat a gorilla.
I think so.
Yeah, you would think so, but the thing is, the moment you see one person get torn completely in half.
Wait, really?
Oh yeah, they can rip an arm off. These things are crazy strong. They can tear a car door off.
What the?
Gorillas are crazy strong, man. No, like okay. Yes, 100 guys could probably fight a gorilla and beat him.
Fear.
But the problem is the moment you get hit with a leg, no, you're running, man. That's not. No, you're not sticking that out.
Someone's arm get ripped off. I'm not fighting that gorilla.
Yeah, I would also avoid that.
Or I would be like way at the back. I'm not trying to fight that thing first.
Let's see. When 5e did bounded accuracy and removed stats from relevance, the only thing left to give players as they level is resources. 5e is a resource management game, not an RPG. It's designed for 4 fights in a day. You know that? No, that's exactly right, Conway. It is essentially like a complex board game where it's kind of like Descent, like the Fantasy Flight game, but you get to customize your character a lot. So it's like, customize your character Descent. But right, it is a management game, management sim. And I think that's one of the reasons why it's such a dull game to try and Dungeon Master. Now, as a player, sure, it's fine. It's pretty interesting. But like, I don't think I would play it over Call of Cthulhu. Like, if I was interested in playing a game other than what we're playing right now, I'd probably play like Pendragon or Call of Cthulhu. I got to go through the Land of Eam. That one actually looks pretty good as well. Running away in the middle of the battle is acceptable. Taking your way out in the middle of the battle is acceptable too. Oh, sorry, talking your way out of the middle of the battle. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with players trying to negotiate with the monsters or something.
Robert does that all the time.
No, he does. And here you go. You're moving my army out of the way, man.
Yeah, Robert does that all the time, and it's
right. His uncle does a really good job of negotiating through fights and trying to think of clever ways to. You good?
Yeah, I'm just
trying to think of clever ways to get out of a fight that they're sometimes even in the middle of. So I think he does a really good job of that. When the battle is serious and they try to talk their way out, like being surrounded by goblins and they try to talk their way out of it, Oh, no, I know what you're talking about,
Well,
right.
if they try and
Okay.
talk their way out of it,
No.
those goblins can't even probably speak the
Yeah,
same
there you go.
language.
You know,
They're just
he's
gonna rip them apart.
he's talking about where sometimes like there's obviously no way to be taught. This is a necromancer who's like been hunting you for years, and the players are like, so hold on, listen up now, right?
Well,
yeah.
Robert did that with Pedrella, but in her situation, it made sense because of the situation.
Because she was close to being killed. Yes, you guys were focusing all your fire on her, and she was getting chopped up, right? And her bodyguards were trying to stop you guys. Let's see. All right, so I don't know what I'm gonna hear. There's another one. I'm gonna go ahead and hide that user. Yeah, we do have quite a few on here tonight. Yeah, Nate's right. They'll unalive you with another unalive torso. That's right. Yeah, a gorilla will just beat you to death with another person, right?
I would not.
An unalive torso. You also need to survive the fear of what happens to everyone in front of you first, right? So
No,
you're
I
also
would-
The moment 3 other people get shredded, no, everyone's scattering. It's not gonna happen.
Hold it. Could like 5 people hold it down and other people?
Dude, you can't hold it down. This thing's like they weigh like 600 or 700 pounds.
No, I mean like 5.
Maybe even a
people,
ton.
5 people holding each arm and 5 people holding each leg.
I just don't think it's gonna happen, man. The whole 100 people are gonna see one person get their head removed. It's gonna get thrown at another guy, and he's gonna lose his head in the process, and everyone's gonna run. Okay, you know what? This could be the next Mr. Beast games. You guys make it happen, okay? Go to Mr.
100 people versus gorilla on
Go,
YouTube.
go to Mr.
And
Beast's channel.
They just barely blur out the viscera. but
No,
it's
you don't
so-
blur any of it out. You don't blur. You make it like pay-per-view, right?
No, it's just slightly blurred so YouTube doesn't demonetize it.
Mr. Beast could make it happen. We all know this. Why are these all incredibly boring?
What?
I don't know. Humans are faster and smarter than gorillas. You just have to throw rocks at it and run away. Have shifts of guys keeping it awake until you tire it out and pulling its eyes out. Easy fight. Okay, Conway, that's ridiculous. This thing is going to hunt you down in the
It's
tree
probably
you're at.
faster than you.
I think they are pretty. They're pretty ridiculous. Hey, how's it going, Jai's hand? Butterfly, how's it going? Thank you for the subscription, both y'all. Is guy next to you special needs? Are you special needs?
Not really.
A little bit. He might be a bit autistic.
But my
let's see.
academic grades are fine.
Okay, yeah, he's
I
pretty
don't
smart.
Have any special needs.
Zachary, how's it going? Okay, yeah, no, I figured that's true, but you seem a bit autistic with all your interest in calculations and war games and Magic the Gathering. You know,
I definitely have OCD.
that makes sense. Yeah. Hilarious. In a group I played in, we were able to postpone combat with a necromancer because we were all trapped in a magic box. That's interesting. Tell me more, Red Rocket. You and the necromancer and the whole party were all trapped in a magic box? Yuri says they could beat a gorilla, no lie. No, you could get beaten with another person by a gorilla. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
That guy's a bot.
Yeah, probably. All right. No way gorillas are nice. No, I'd win. I think 10 guys can down a gorilla. They often do in Africa. Humans are OP as hunter-gatherers. I think...
No, I mean with a gun, I could easily.
Oh,
take
yeah,
out
okay.
a
So I
gorilla.
think you're supposed
No,
to approach it...
No, it's that you like get spawned in a cage, and you have like only have your clothes, pretty much.
Okay, so Crafty Matt, this is a fair point. He says, Nate, men watched other men get taken apart in war and they kept fighting forward, so that is not a good argument. But I would say this is different because
Well,
this
because
feels
it's
like
not war
this feels like a
soldiers.
game show. This feels like, okay, 5 of you might live through this gorilla encounter.
Well, I would definitely run if I saw someone's arm get ripped off, because if I lived, I wouldn't want to live without one arm.
Yeah, and this is not storming the beach of Normandy. This is like Mr. Beast's, gorilla
But
games.
it's also not like a shot to the arm where your arm still works months later. It's your arm gets ripped off and then thrown at you, and you get beaten to death with your own ripped off arm.
Oh,
Wait, what was
I don't know. They're saying something about my girlfriend, so they're getting. I'm saying goodbye. Gorillas are fast, but they're not made for endurance, running like humans. All right, fair.
Yeah, you could run the gorilla in a mile, but it's gonna catch up to you before you get away from it.
Hello, Sir June. Apparently it's your birthday. Oh, okay, no, it's not your birthday. You're another bot. All right, so I'll have to get at least one more moderator than Argus in case Argus is not available. Yes, the magic box was such that if we died, it would destroy the soul. So no one in the box wanted to take the chance of combat or dying. Hey, okay, that makes sense. I think that's probably an interesting place to have a fight. Let's see. 3 high school boys got attacked by a bear. One ran, one defended the other from being mauled. That's cool. That's intense.
But a bear doesn't have hands that it can grab your arm and rip it off.
Oh, dude, bears are nasty.
Well, they have claws, but they don't have. Yeah, I would rather. I feel like 100 people could take a bear out more easily than a gorilla.
I think in war they had a better reason and discipline than betcha $20.
Yeah.
You and another 99 guys can do it.
Yeah.
No, okay, and you know what? Okay.
Also, I'd rather have a gun and like have a chance of surviving than it's just like a 1 in 100 that I get one of my arms ripped off and murdered.
Yeah, it probably would be you first, right?
Well, it's like 1 in 100. Do I get killed or does the guy in front of me get killed?
Interesting.
And in war, it's like you can outthink and get away because you.
Well, okay, Crafty Matt is saying that you can do the same thing. So every one of the scenarios that I have seen where someone's asking this question, and I don't know why this meme is going around right now, but every single one I've seen has been like basically a gorilla surrounded in a open grassy square by 100 dudes, and I'm like, they're dead. They're all dead. Like if you trap 100 dudes inside of a tennis court size thing with a gorilla, I think it's just a dead 100 dudes.
Well, because
if they can run and climb trees and stuff, then yeah, maybe.
Well, pretty much only 20 of them can be on the gorilla at once, and then it's circling in, sort of like. Yeah, I don't know. If they had like hoplite spears, they'd be good.
With shields as well?
Yeah, hoplite spears and shields.
All right, I'm gonna put this up here. Hang on. All right. All right, Captain Conway says, okay, listen, we have not talked about the gorilla fight context. Even if it's in a cage match, 100 guys still win. Are you serious, Conway? Okay, we're gonna have to bring this up in our Discord. I think that's crazy. The gorilla would get too tired after killing the first 20 guys.
Yeah, you know, I believe it would get too tired, but that's
maybe.
still 20 guys. And I wouldn't really want to fight after I see the first 3 guys get ripped in half.
Crafty Matt says, who says that it's a Mr. Beast game? I took the challenge as 100 trained men trying to take down a silverback. Nowhere does it say that it's 100 dad bods fighting the gorilla. It would basically be like their Mr. Squid Game thing where they just kind of like vote everyone off the island. You get those people. You know what? At that point, you could actually probably get 1,000 people. You get 1,000 people. They show up and like, so we're gonna vote those guys off. And I was like, no, new game. We forgot to tell you, it's all of you fight this gorilla.
I bet like 3 sumo wrestlers could take down a gorilla.
Well, maybe.
Because it'd be hard to rip them in half.
Keep slapping them. Yeah.
No, they just like body slam it with their like 1,000 pounds and crush it.
How's it going, Bacon? Let's see. So 100 versus 1. Let's see. Could you play Ghost of Tabor sometimes? I don't know what that is. What's Ghost of Tabor? All 100 at one time at once. Yeah, I think that's. Let's see. We got Uncle Fred.
To get 100 people within like 5 feet of the gorilla. People just can't fit that.
This gorilla thing did derail the conversation. That's right. We were talking about crazy people making nonsense comments on YouTube. Let's go back to that for a minute.
I'm gonna get water.
All right, go for it. Also, if those guys get melee weapons, you could also strap the same weapons to the gorilla's arms. Hello, Dexton's Awesome World. Bishop is metagaming again. Yeah, of course he's metagaming. He's always metagaming.
Wait, what? How am I metagaming? Against the gorilla?
Yeah, I think so, right? Planning it out too much. What about Tarzan? We can use a game system to simulate 100 men versus a gorilla. You know what? Let's try it in Shadow Dark. Let's make it.
In Shadow
let's
Dark?
do it in Shadow Dark. Okay. I think you can actually get the gorilla stat. Take 100 level 0 people. This would actually be fun to do.
Yeah.
Like I could do it in my Discord. There's 100 people in there. We could basically have all of them roll up one character, and just roll the stats on the gorilla, right? We'll just get the gorilla stat card.
Well, no, I think we'd have to get the gorilla from D&D because they always like underpower the regular monsters.
Well, we just see if it's fair, right? Hey, now we're talking about tabletop RPGs again. 100 guys can win the gorilla every time. It's all about action economy.
No, I mean, yeah, that's.
I am probably underestimating 100 grown men, but I also live in California, and we're a little soy out here. So I don't know. I know that if I saw several arms being thrown at me, I'm probably not going to try and fight the gorilla anymore.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't want to get arms ripped off.
All right, so Conway has volunteered to join the Beast Games with 10 guys. It sounds like. Conway, are you up for this? Are you up for trying the Beast Games 10 versus a gorilla?
He says 5.
He says a group of 5 endurance gather hunters with sharpened wooden spears can kill a gorilla easily.
Well, yeah,
All right,
obviously,
yeah, okay.
Sharpened wooden spears, but I mean, you spawn in a field and it's just your fists.
No, Matt, I know that chimps are known for ripping people's faces off. I agree. Yeah, chimps in the zoo and stuff, they go crazy and they just start tearing people apart.
Really?
Oh yeah, they're so dangerous.
Oh, so if you fall in there, you're dead?
Oh, apparently Californians don't count as men. Thanks, Conway. Appreciate it. Let's see.
That's someone fake.
My name is Audrey. You think so? The dysfunctional fam? Yeah, possibly.
Give it one more.
You look like Leonardo DiCaprio mixed with
yeah,
David
they're
Beckham.
fake.
Oh, are they?
They
Okay,
just
hold on.
keep
Hi, my name is
repeating.
Audrey. Okay, I gotta
They
get.
just keep replacing.
Let me see. Hold on. Are you talking about me or him? Maybe you look like Leonardo DiCaprio. All right. You guys really, let's see. You guys meant really comprehending the weights and strengths of 100 men. Okay. Only stipulation is 100 versus 1. That's a hand-to-hand fight. Okay, so that's what I thought it was. I thought it was supposed to be a hand-to-hand fight, no spears.
That's what I was thinking as well.
This is the death. No one's gonna be running away. That was my thought as well. All right, let me find another crazy comment in here. Someone guessed that the system I'm playing right now, the mystery system, is Daggerheart.
What?
I don't know anything about Daggerheart, but I know it's Matt Mercer's game system.
And why wouldn't we say that we're playing Daggerheart?
Yeah, I didn't get that either. I thought maybe like they must have just assumed that I was being like secretive or something for no reason. I believe that no matter what players and DMs do on a table, it's up to them to communicate expectations. Okay, let me find one that had more comments as well, because those are the ones that.
Wait,
This is the person that said they unsubbed because of the Dungeon Dudes video like this. So there's been a few people that are like, yeah, the Dungeon Dudes suck, right? I recognize that the Dungeon Dudes are basically like a channel you go to if you want to play a tabletop war game simulator with some narrative aspects to it. Right? Like it's a place where you go and you metagame your characters out so that you can make a character like what you made, where you're shooting like 5 arrows in the first turn.
You can just watch their videos and make OP characters.
Okay, you keep picking a spot. I keep picking a spot for this camera to go, and then you keep picking here. You scoot over this way more.
Okay,
So you're.
move the mat so I can move it up.
I have to move the mat. All right.
Move it forward some.
I don't want to move it anymore. I moved it to a perfect spot, and your shoes are in the way now. Okay. Gotta draw straws. Someone has to be the first out the door. I would not want that job. Yeah. See, dodge its attacks, tired out. Okay, Conway, man.
You could not take
Okay, I need to see you fight. Like, okay, Conway, do you know any real people you could fight that you could like videotape it? Because I gotta see. You obviously have some like cobra catching skills. Talking about dodging gorillas, man. That sounds crazy.
Choose 5 of your favorite people and let's buy a gorilla and put it in a cage match against you.
I would rather run from it than charge it. Like the idea of getting it tired. I think we have to have a game plan. Yeah. Why are we talking about first one go in? We'll all be going at it once. Yeah, no. Of course. Yeah. We're like, okay, we're all gonna go at it at once. And then one person's going to do that. They're probably like 80 IQ or something. They're gonna rush it. And the rest of us are like, we're not really. We were just saying that. Yeah, great ideas, but hate the obvious use of AI art. There was quite a few people that just didn't like AI art. There's a couple people who said I really would love feedback. I'm playing the game right now. One person said they're playing like a Call of Cthulhu game or something, and they're like, yeah, I hope my players tell me. Oh no, it was a Dragonlance game. And they're like, I hope my players tell me that my game sucks. Yeah, I would really appreciate that.
That guy's based.
Okay, listen, you're picturing a 1v1 scenario. You are one guy in 100. Most of the time, the gorilla won't even be facing you and kicking its back and run away as it turns around. It's going to grab one person by the leg, and it's going to swing that person around in a circle until nothing is left of that person. And it's going to be hitting people in the knees and the legs. Man, I got to see you fight something, Conway. I fought 4 samurai and 3 ninjas in a dark alley in New York and probably survived. All right, let's see. Yeah, this person said...
Who is this?
I don't know, was it weird?
No.
Hold on. Oh, no, I didn't see the hot take. No.
Oh, who the heck?
I don't know. I'm gonna dump them now. I'm having to block so many people tonight. With your weird comments. This person made an interesting statement, but I've always asked for feedback about what went well and how to make it better. If they wanted more babying, I would do it. If they wanted the game harder, then sure. I think communication is super important. This person, I don't know, man. Sounds like a skill issue. Are you the facilitator or are you the opposition?
What the heck?
A party would probably be fine either way, as long as it's laid out in session 0, and curb your god powers to accommodate becoming the party's enemy in the game. I didn't know what they meant by that, but I assume that they're probably playing the game. If you're playing Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition the right way, you're playing it by doing this fake balance game. I think that's how most Dungeon Masters are playing Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. They're playing the game. So you're not even in the shot now, man. Here. Yeah, I'll put it over here.
There we go.
Move it this way. There we go. Okay. Now it's only facing me.
Sorry.
It's balancing on all this stuff precariously. Okay. If you're playing Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, I think you have to be playing this like this fake balance game, where you're flubbing your numbers and faking what your enemies can do. Let's see. To be fair, the dungeon dudes were suggesting those things only for a situation in which a total party kill was on the table. And it really shouldn't be. Perhaps the dice are against the players, or you as the GM didn't balance things right. Sometimes a total party kill is satisfying to the story. In those cases, it should be absolutely in the realm of possibility. I just think you were mischaracterizing their advice and were straw-manning their argument. I don't think it's possible to straw-man their argument. Hey, get back in bed. You. No, get back in bed. Get back in bed. No, now. In. Stay. Back in bed.
That person's probably fake.
Let's see. Another hello. Are they saying hello a bunch of times?
I don't know.
No, they're just saying hi.
They're not fake yet. But
all right, calm down.
If they say it again.
Oh, here we go. Yep.
Wait, what'd they say?
They're asking when the last time I had diarrhea was.
What the heck?
Let's see. TTRPGs shouldn't have to be the DM versus the players, but both groups should be honest with each other about what they find enjoyable. Yeah, I agree. And if a group decides that the thing they want to do is play a tabletop RPG where none of their characters can die and the dungeon master is also okay with that, like, yeah, fine. I guess that's like your party, your group's goal. I don't have an issue with that. What I have an issue with is in Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, I think a lot of the players think that they're actually playing a real game. I think a lot of the players are playing the game and thinking, oh yeah, my choices matter, right? Like if I do this thing, then I'm gonna get consequences and outcomes. Because dungeon masters are lying to players and saying that they are giving them real consequences and outcomes. But I think most dungeon masters in 5th edition are babying the players, changing hit points or fudging their dice or doing something to keep players from dying or to make players die when they want them to. I've read comments on here where someone's like, yeah, we were basically playing this game and 30 sessions in or something, I figured out that I was the main character of the game. And the dungeon master would kill other people's characters but wouldn't kill mine. And then I tested it and I did something really dumb that should have got me killed and the dungeon master wouldn't kill me. And he's like, and then I just totally checked out of the game.
Wait, what was the thing they did?
It wasn't here. It was in a different video that they made this comment. You're not going to find it.
Okay.
Yeah.
was trying to find the mouse.
Okay. Damn, I realize that I'm very opinionated about humans fighting other sorry, I derailed the whole thing. You're fine, man. I still think a gorilla is going to destroy 100 men.
Well, at least 20 of the 100 men, and then it was gonna kill probably 20, and then like injure probably like 30 more.
Let's see. There was
probably fake.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you can almost. You know, it's kind of a fun game trying to figure out who the bots are. we'll just post this up here and keep watching for a while. You know, this is almost like tagging bots on Twitter. It's actually a little less fun though.
Why is it less fun? Because it's messing up.
On Twitter, I actually feel like I'm getting somewhere. I'm sure that like there's just infinite bots. They can just keep coming forever. You ready for tomorrow's game?
What do you mean?
Are you ready for tomorrow's game? Tomorrow's Friday.
Yeah, but what do you mean?
Are you ready? Like, are you excited for it? Generally, you get pretty excited about the game. You've leveled up your character in an interesting way, and you're excited to see what your choices have done.
My XP already.
You spent all your XP on what?
Already on one of the feats. Remember,
Okay.
I spent it last session, at the end of the last session.
But you guys got experience from this last session.
Yeah, no, I spent it last session.
Oh, I forgot about that. Okay. So you're right at the end. Okay, all right. I told a buddy of 20 plus years how to make his game good. He told me he didn't take the game seriously enough to employ any of my suggestions. I still love the guy, but I don't play his game anymore.
That seems reasonable.
That does seem reasonable, yeah. Let's see, what is this one? It's a long one. Okay. The last point made by C. Oh yeah, this is one of those people. Yes, if you think I'm a bad GM, please let me know. Either it will be something I can and am willing to change, and I will, or it is something I cannot or will not change, in which case you need to find a new game.
Yeah, if you say like, I didn't like that you did voices, yeah, go find another game. That seems reasonable.
Oh, hey Argus, how's it going? Yes, the chat has been perfect timing, Sepher. All right, here, let me.
Wait, what?
Just another person being gross. All right.
That person's probably.
You think so? Yeah, JF's probably a bot.
Yeah,
I'm guessing so.
Give
Yeah.
One more comment, they're fake.
Toes Truckin', how's it going? And Good Crusader, how you doing as well?
Are those people real?
I don't know. We'll find out in a minute. Apparently, we're getting bot farmed right now.
Wait, go through the people in the. Can you see everyone in the stream?
Apparently, Good Crusader is as real as it gets, man. All right, and Toes Truckin' as well. I'm the smartest person in your chat. I'm guessing Kevin's a bot as well. So this person made a fair point, saying you're a bad game master isn't great feedback. If I'm committed to continuing to play with them, I will give them some sort of feedback, some specific
Apparently
feedback.
They're not a bot.
Oh, they're not a bot? Okay, all right, good to know, all right. All right, so this Demetrius is a bot. Hey, Argus, I know it's late where you're at. You don't got to stay on, like, past your bedtime, man. It's totally cool if you
We're having fun.
Yeah, we're fine. We're banning bots. We're having a good time. Let's see. Give some specific feedback. Hey, it really bothered me when we blundered into that situation that should have killed us, and you held back in that moment. What were you doing there? And then it becomes a jumping off point, so you can try and understand and discuss and give specifics of what you'd like to see.
Totally fine.
Yeah, no, I thought that was reasonable, right? It's equally bad if you total party kill every other session because the DM doesn't signpost dangerous situations effectively.
Oh, they're asking what we're doing.
Let's see. I'm hoping to start a new Shadow Dark game tomorrow. Y'all send me darkness.
No, the person above is
Sorry.
asking what's happening.
Darkness being sent your way, Satori. I'm new. What are we doing? So, this is my son Bishop. We play a weekly RPG game. We play every Friday and on Saturday as well. Playing 2 games per week, actually. And right now we were actually just going through some comments on YouTube related to a video that I made about 2 weeks ago We found another bot?
Yeah,
Yeah, scroll up. There you go, and hit hide user.
They're just talking
go.
about random junk.
Okay. Let's see. Have you seen Lindbeige video on D&D map and rune construction? No, I don't think so. Is it good? See, Lindbeige. Lindy Beige. I don't know who that person is. Yeah, I don't know if you are on my Discord or you're interested in joining, you could post it in the video section. I'll take a look at it. I appreciate that, Toast Truckin'. Thank you.
Whoever Dath is trash, I guess.
Dath is trash. All right, so Kevin.
No. He's
that's
saying,
okay.
He's
sorry.
talking about someone. I guess they're making racist jokes or something.
Oh, there we go. Damn, it didn't fall through. Okay, Dath Marcus. All right. Thank you. So Satori, you said you're about to start a new Shadow Dark game tomorrow. How many players you got in your game, and what are you planning on doing with it? Hello from Ireland, says Corey Bradley. How's it going? So Tori, give us useful feedback. Why did you plot twist this NPC?
That person, I think, is fake.
Night, guys. Time for me to do nightly reading. Good night, Crafty. Have a good night. Thanks for hanging out with us, and thank you for letting me know that we had a dumpster fire going on here. I appreciate it. Hey, you get back in bed. How did you get your first 50 so you could go live?
Riker, go.
Riker, get back in bed, buddy. Okay, go see mommy. Go tell her. Go tell mommy. I'm trying to remember. So this was an old channel that was called Anxiety Free Games. I was gonna plan on making video game content a couple years ago. And I had 23 subscribers to start when I started back in May of last year. And I just started posting like war game videos, because I was interested in making videos about Marvel Crisis Protocol. At some point, I made a video about Dungeons and Dragons where I basically said like I'm just all done playing D&D 5th edition because I hate it so much and I don't like playing it. And
before that, you had been doing like session recaps and stuff.
Yeah, no. Actually, I hadn't started the session recaps then. The first video that I made that went well was that like I'm tired of dungeon mastering 5th edition, whatever. I don't remember what it was exactly called, but that one got a lot of views. I guess there's a lot of people who are also tired of dungeon mastering 5th edition. So yeah, I think I struggled at a low subscriber count for a while. Only reason I ask is I'm trying to get there myself. So what sort of content do you make, Toast Truckin'? Does playing D&D protect you from pretty women? What? No, my wife plays with me. Sorry, that was a good joke. No, I haven't had trouble scaring off pretty women.
Wait, no, it wouldn't.
Protect you, yeah. Does it protect you from pretty women? He's making a joke. Like if you play D&D,
you get
then like all the
girls.
No pretty. It keeps you protected from pretty girls. Yeah. Let's see. Let me see what other comments we had in here. I roll in front of my players. I feel like I'm. Oh yeah. I roll in front of my players. I feel like I'm stealing their agency from them when I fudge rolls. If I'm not going out of my way to kill them, but their choices need consequences, both good and bad. I like reasonable.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Maybe thumbs up. Did you thumbs up?
I usually thumbs up on all of them. Let me see. Hang on. Oh, apparently I did not thumbs up. It was from 13 days ago. I don't know how I missed that. Sometimes YouTube holds the comments and doesn't put them in right away.
Wait, scroll up. What was that thing you said about the AI?
They asked me what program I use to generate the images. My wife does not have pronouns. They're making jokes, man. Let's see. Say hi. How can I be a mod? Probably not going to make people asking to be mods. You're welcome to join my Discord community. I'll have to get to know you. I'm not just going to put someone as a mod on the channel. That could go poorly real quick. From the free stuff, Nave for backgrounds, and all the language and equipment from the player companions. So have you made like a big campaign primer, Satori? Or are you taking like some sort of module and dropping your players into that? Or are you making a hex crawl? I struggled a lot to make Shadow Dark be interesting to my players. You know, I think it's a game that it really has a hard time going off the ground for like more than 10 sessions. Like, I'm sure it can happen. I'm sure there's people who can get it going for like 10 to 20 sessions, but even Kelsey Dion has said that it's kind of designed for 6 to 10 sessions. I haven't got to try D&D yet, but it seems interesting. I've played Magic the Gathering for a long time, though. Well, that's cool. Have you ever played a tabletop RPG, Good Crusader? They're very fun, especially if you play one with a good game master and a good group. Why? I sure could be a good mod, right? I mean, you could, but you also could be a bot. I got to figure that out. All right, well, hey, we've been going for 80 minutes. I'm gonna get ready to wrap up in just a minute. I want to see if there's any other comments that really popped out. Let's see. There's another one that got aggressive. They wrote an entire book in here. Yeah.
I'm assuming you didn't read the whole.
I know. I generally I read through.
I would not have read that.
Oh, no, this is one that I read through about the first paragraph, and it just didn't make any sense. I couldn't figure out what they were trying to say.
Why did you write an essay in the comments?
Well, sometimes people write an essay because they're trying to answer a question, they're trying to defend a position that they have. I don't actually mind reading the essays. There's a lot of the essays that I have read where it's been very helpful to me because the person actually gave me good information. Krem and TSL Frontman are people that jump in here and they write like, just pages sometimes. Even Tolowit, I
feel like that guy's a bot, right? The blue one.
Is your son ready for summer? Yeah, probably.
Just give him a second.
Y'all's tweaking.
No, because they're calling him a bot.
Oh, okay. That's what a bot would say. Yeah, that's true. That is what a bot would say. You keep doing it.
Wait, I'm trying to. Let's see.
Hold on. Here. I want to see what Toe said in here. Hang on. Another bot. I missed it. Hang on. Where's Toes? No. Okay. How's it going, Liam? I appreciate that. Thanks. See, I'm fine with this. You have to show them. You have to show them danger.
You would have had the whole subscriber thing pop up if the computer worked.
Yes. So I got to figure out why this computer's internet is being all scuffy, because for whatever reason, this computer's internet is being all scuffy, and I don't know why. Okay, here's Timothy Hansen says, I think games are subjective. What you like isn't what everyone else is going to like. That being said, there are definitely bad GMs and bad players. I think more or less, though, everyone in the group needs to be on the same page. So if you want a more deadly game where everything is transparent, I think you just need that group that agrees with you. And then all is fine. If you're in the minority, you probably need a new group. If you're in the majority, then speak up and make your wishes be heard. And neither the DM needs to change the styles and whatever. So this is that's right. That's reasonable. Yeah. And then like the last part they said here was as an aside tangent. I know you don't like D&D, so I'm not going to advocate you go back to it. But in D&D, when you start a campaign, you can sit down and give a direction for the campaign and ask all the players to connect themselves to the world you established and each other. Like it's that simple, really. And a common thing that happens in D&D campaigns all the time. And I don't know, I don't think it really works well when you ask the players to try and connect their background. At least it never did for our group, right? You guys always try to connect your backgrounds together, and then your backgrounds were never connected.
Well, we connected our backgrounds, and it seemed all fine when we were going in.
Until it didn't. Mm-hmm. Until the moment you got into a combat, and it's like, oh yeah, these people have never fought before. These people haven't been in a group together.
What the heck is V?
Let me see.
Wait, scroll
they say more weird stuff. Probably play Fortnite and swim a lot. Let's see. Puneth, may I ask you some questions? Yeah, of course, sure. What are you enjoying about the new game? Oh man, T-Dog, that is such a good question. Let me see what this game. I'm just wondering, I have 3 boys and they're just wondering what's next. Okay, so, I'm not going to assume everyone's a bot. Calm down. And you're getting the Banhammer vibe here.
It's because we have so many bots that everyone seems like a bot.
We have had a lot of bots. Okay, so T-Dog, the new game, there are so many things I like about it. It's the lore. The lore is very interesting. the information that the players get about their characters and what their characters want and what their characters can do. It's interesting to make characters in the system, and it's really easy to run the game. It's really easy to build a town, create a few NPCs, connect together. It's one of the 4 or 5 systems that I've run. It's the easiest one I've played in to create mysteries, like to create like interesting, like tethered mysteries where players are trying to go through a town and figure out like what's going on and who knows what. And the game really helps you set those things up. And a lot of it is based around the deep and heavy lore. So there is front-loaded work. Like you have to expend some time reading through the book and the design ideas and the world ideas. But then once you've done that, it's really easy. Like I haven't even prepped for tomorrow's game. I've done absolutely nothing this week to prep for it. All I have to do is go down there and put together some structure of the town the players are coming to. And I think I need to make 1 AI image. But otherwise, it's really easy to play the game with very little prep. And it's not like lazy prep. It's just little prep, you know. Like a few hours of prep goes a long way, like a few weeks. It's a really easy system to run. And I sense that you guys really enjoy playing in it.
Oh, I definitely do. I like it.
Your favorite one so far?
Yeah.
Right.
I like a lot of the things in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the main interesting things is the way that experience works. There's basically 2 different ways that players can level up their characters. There's between session leveling up that happens where you get a little bit of experience and you can throw that into your character. And then there's like as you're navigating the game, you can start leveling up your character a specific way to make it so that you rank up in your cult. So there's basically 2 ways that players are like leveling up their characters while they're playing, which gives them like a ton of customization and agency in their character design. It's really good.
Yeah, so almost no character would ever be the same.
Let's see. Let's see.
Whoever that person is really wants to be a mod.
I get it. Not a big fan of the background.
Background.
Yeah, it might be this wall back here. I agree. I'm not a big fan of the background either. I wanted this to be on that computer over there where I have like cameras and stuff set up. Yeah.
Similar background, but it wouldn't have been the same.
Jiminy Cricket says going to work every day. All right. Easy prep. As a child, playing fall. See, lazy prep is a bad word. It's not like we get. See, lazy prep is a bad word. It's not like we get paid to DM. No, that's fair. And like, I don't like the lazy DM idea as a trope. You know, as a what?
I think you might be supporting lazy prep, but I'm not sure.
No, that's let's see.
Okay, he's saying.
I get it.
You're not a bot.
That's fine. Okay. Let me see. It's R-E-M-Y Remy. I think it's just Remy. It's all it's spelled in Leet. Remy, you are welcome to join the Discord, and we can have like a couple conversations and chat. And if you're really interested in being a mod, we'll talk about it more. Go up to the About section, click the Discord link, and jump in, and we'll chat in like a general chat room, like I don't know, this week or something.
TSL friend pretty much has it right.
So no, I don't like lazy prep. I like light prep. I like prepping the game. You know, for like, I like 4 hours of preparation to go for a few weeks. You know, I don't like to do that prep where I'm doing 5 hours of prep each week. That sucks, right? Like that's hard to do, especially if you have stuff to be taken care of through the week. And generally I have a lot of stuff to do. You know, I got like Warhammer armies to build and bike rides to go on and, you know, family to take care of and whatever else. General like work life stuff. So I understand it's hard to be prepping. And I don't think, I'm never coming at people with the lazy prep thing like, hey, how dare you? You know, don't play Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. It's so hard to prep for that game, and no matter how much prep you're doing, like, it doesn't matter. So, yeah, like this system has made preparation so easy. It's been easy to go week in and week out. Like, here I got to add a couple things. Okay, all right, I'm all done, right? And then the players, that's the other thing. This game is so player-facing. And since the players understand their characters so well and they understand what their characters want in the world, they're basically, okay, your arm is in the way. They're basically controlling where the story goes, where the narrative goes, and they're letting me know where they go and what they do. And they're playing in character like 95% of the time. Sometimes like 90. If we're doing combat, it's like maybe 70% of the time because we got to do like some mechanical stuff. But as we get more familiar, the more time we play in the system, the higher and higher that number goes up. Where players, seriously, I don't know why you got to keep putting your arm there.
Okay.
The players are constantly in their character, talking in character, like with their like I want this, you know, like they're like be Zurich. Anyways,
but in our last game, we were probably at like somewhere in the 80s to 90s of in character.
Let's see. Who said about you, TSO frontman? Let's see. I'm 100% in the camp lazy GM. I don't make any story. The players do. Stuff that happens during the session is co-creation between the players and the GM. And at most, I prep characters or two like the players. Yeah, Conway, I think you 4D guys are going to love this system when it comes out. I think you guys are.
He's saying he is a lazy prep GM.
I know, and I'm saying, oh yeah, he's saying he basically. But the way Conway plays, he plays the game in such a way that the other players at the table know he hasn't prepared stuff. It's almost like they're playing
like
Wild
Wild
Seed.
Seed, but not
Like
Wild
Wild Seed, that's right. But when you're playing the 4D way, the players are allowed to make stuff up in the game, and the game master. They're playing mostly for the story. Like they're playing because they want the story to be a cool story or whatever. And so it's just designed a little bit differently. But I think you guys are still, even with that, going to have a really good time in this system because this system does give you a lot of good information about interesting characters. It's really fun to try and play these strange archetypes in the game because it's got a weird fantasy to it. I want to be a mod. Destroyer, sign me up. I'm going to be a mod destroyer, so they're going to destroy the mods. We were talking about, initially we were reading some comments from YouTube about a video I made, and a lot of people were mad about that video I made, so we were going through that. Now we're getting ready to wrap up, and I think we're going to play The Witcher some.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, so you're going to wrap up in just a minute. We're going to play The Witcher. My prep is like thinking about scenarios during the gym or during a walk. I never sit down and write stuff. Sounds like work, sure.
Okay,
Let's
that guy's
see.
fake.
Who?
That
Oh,
guy.
put the fries in the bag? Okay, I'm not going to keep banning everyone, okay? Wait, what if I don't have Discord? You don't have to have Discord. I don't know, we can try to connect some other way. I get it. You really want to be you really want to be a mod. I appreciate that.
Okay,
Hey, Table Runner Crispy, how's it going? I like to prep to improvise. Better to react in the moment rather than script out a story. No, and that's Crispy. That's pretty much what I do, right? Like I have a sense of what some of the things are going on in the world. Like I know that this NPC is doing this in the world, and this NPC is doing this. And since we're playing in a game that basically runs on an ongoing campaign, like we're on session 9. I think we're going on to session 10. I think this Friday is session 10.
I don't know exactly what it is.
Which is probably a little different than what I understand how the 4D players play. Because I get the sense that you guys are playing like little one-shots, 2 to 3 hours, like a one-shot, but you're trying to get into your character like lickety-split and trying to play that character out. I've watched some of you guys' streams. I think you guys do a good job playing your characters and narratively playing. This is the first game system I've played that taught my players, who are not tabletop RPG players, it taught them how to play characters in the game. Because what are most of the characters that you've played?
Righteous knight type character.
Good guy, bishop.
Pretty much.
Good guy, bishop, self-insert, be
But-
good guy,
but
make
usually-
number go up, kill things with war game tactics.
Yeah, but usually they're like a heavy armor melee fighter.
Yeah, right. He played like big paladin characters. He always played the same exact character. It had no personality.
Sometimes
It just
they'll have a spear, sometimes they'll have a sword, and usually they don't have anything ranged, but I have played a ranged character before.
And Zurich is like the polar opposite of all that. He's a character that you know the personality, and you know the things he wants, and you knows what he likes out of the world. You know what he's interested in, right?
Could
You know,
probably even if he got like somehow teleported to a different reality, he'd still probably try and do whatever his weird stuff is, and he would just be confused why people were treating him weirdly.
I think all the players have a really good idea of who their characters are, and the fact that we're playing in the game and you guys are like 90% of the time talking in characters, it makes my job so easy. The last game we played, while I'm at the table, I think I participated about 10% of the time. And that was like me as a dungeon master just watching my players. And then they had a question for an NPC, and I interacted. The NPC's there, right? Says something to them, and then the players went back to talking to each other. It was a really relaxing game. Like relaxing to the point where, again, I'm not doing heavy prep. I'm doing very light prep, and my players are playing 90% of the time in character. So nice. So much better than when we were playing like Shadow Dark and Dragonbane, where like players were fighting each other in real time. Is it Captain Con? I used to do that prep and somewhat still do. Jesus Christ loves you. I appreciate that. Thank you. I stream and try to have maps, tokens, and monsters. And let's see. Oh, I have a. Have you guys had a favorite quest in The Witcher, whichever you're playing? Have you ever favorite quest yet? He just finished up the one with the sword guy, with the elf who's in the city, and he makes swords. And like as he's doing it, I'm like, this is like a main story quest, but it's a side quest. It's such a small nothing side quest. He's enjoying it.
Yeah.
Crispy, I appreciate that. Thank you. I'm looking forward to having a good game tomorrow as well. You ready to jump off?
Yeah.
All right. We have caught up with the chat. Thank you all for hanging out with us. I will keep messing around with this computer, trying to make it work for streaming. And I guess if I can't, I'm gonna keep doing. I guess I'm gonna keep doing this on the phone, right?
I said he's hidden in YouTube chat.
That's fine. All right. Did I hide him?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. Maybe I bumped him and hit him. I'll have to unhide him. All right. Thank you so much. Last one, Franco from Buenos Aires, Argentina. How's it going, man? We're getting ready to go down and play The Witcher before bedtime. God bless you all. Have a good night.
You.
Thank you so much for hanging out.
Good night.
This button up here.